steel-toe boots, stomping on the concrete. From the city heat to the pine tree retreat. Backpack packed, ain't no slack in the strap. Survival mode on, no time for the nap. Knife sharp, sharper than the rent due. Street smarts, clash with the mountain view. Hustle in my veins, dirt under my nails. Prepared for the worst when the system fails. Prepare for anything, everywhere we go. From the rooftop grind to the forest flow. Govan survival.
What's going on, GSC gang? It's Shy here, and I'm coming back to you with another video. Today we're going to be talking about the vehicle preparedness items that I keep in my truck. Not saying that you guys have to have all of this stuff or that you need to have it all right now. These are just some of the things that I carry that can give you some ideas on what you want to add to yours. Come along. So starting with the driver's door. I keep a full tang fixed blade knife in my door. It does not have to be the most expensive knife in the world. It should be a good sturdy knife with, again, make sure that it has a full tang and a nice robust thickness to the blade. Don't buy a $300 knife. It's not necessary. The next thing that I keep in the door is a CPR respirator mask. The reason I keep this in here is it's not always going to be you that has the problem. You may have to help save somebody else. And with diseases, you want to protect yourself and the other person. And these are not terribly expensive. I keep a tire pressure gauge in the door. Yes, it's a fairly new truck, but with TPMS, sometimes they could fail. I always want to be able to check the air pressure in my tires. Window breaker, seatbelt cutter. If you need to get out of your vehicle in the case of an accident, or if you need to break someone else out of their vehicle and help them get out, break the window, cut the seatbelt, and get yourself free. And then, just in case you ever need to leave a note or write down a license plate or something, I have a waterproof notebook. So these are some of the things that I keep on the visor just so that I have access to them pretty quickly. So the very first thing is gonna be, I got a compass. And yeah, your phone has GPS and all that good stuff until your phone dies. You know what I mean? So if your phone dies, it'd probably be a good idea to have a way to navigate. I have a multi-tool that I keep above the right up here on the visor. It's got several tools in it. No, it is not a Leatherman. I don't think it's a good idea for you to keep a $100 multi-tool in your car. So I have a fairly inexpensive, quite sturdy multi-tool that I keep in my truck. One of many knives that I will have in my vehicle. This particular one I like. It's just a little folder and it's got a replaceable blade in it. Just a backup knife. And we've got ourselves a mini flashlight. I believe this thing is 1200 lumens. It's a very bright flashlight, but as you can see again, it's from the big box store. It's not a super expensive light. I'm not going to put my stream light in my truck. Now, in my EDC backpack, you'll see a different caliber of things. But the stuff that I leave in my vehicle all the time is going to be a little more on the inexpensive side. So I have a pretty long commute and I travel pretty far each day. So I keep a fair amount of tools with me. Not saying that you need to have this many tools. This is probably not necessary in your case, but I like to try to keep, dang, he wants to be in the video, huh? I like to try to keep enough tools to handle most situations. So in my tool bag, I do keep my trailer hitch or tow hitch, a couple extra hose clamps, set of wrenches, some screwdrivers, couple pairs of pliers, some sockets. If you're gonna have tools, try to make sure that you have the tools that will work on the vehicle that you're driving. So if you're gonna have a spark plug socket, make sure it's the one that fits your car. So that's the tool bag. There's a bunch of other stuff in there, ratchets and things like that. But like I said, it may not be necessary for you to carry this many tools, especially if you don't know how to work on cars. I do. So if I get in a situation, I want to be able to fix as many things as I can, as quickly as I can. Now this one I typically have with us when we go camping. It's a little bit of a support to that bag, but a few things that are a little more camping related. So I've got a set of pliers. I've got a small set of bolt cutters. I do have a foldable saw. So again, probably a little more related to camping than just every day, but I keep it in there. Small hammer, some small zip ties, a few sockets or nut drivers. And then in here, this tape is to repair your tent if you get a hole or a rip in it. And I've got some safety pins, which safety pins can have multiple functions, right? So if they could be an improvised fishing hook, or in a normal scenario, you rip your clothes or something, you can pin it back together. And I also keep a small sewing kit in there as well. So these can all be things that are useful in not a bad scenario, just an inconvenient scenario. You'd be able to fix some things, being prepared. One of the things that I keep in the truck is a small Georgia-friendly fire kit. And you'll notice I keep things in these utility bags, or basically what I call modules. So that way I can grab a particular bag and don't have to go digging through a big bag like this for every item that I may need. So this particular module, again, is my Georgia friendly fire kit. And what I mean by Georgia friendly is I try to avoid having lighters or matches in the truck because of how incredibly hot it gets here. And I don't want anything weird to happen. So I keep a ferro rod and striker in the truck, or in this module. Also, I've got some cotton balls with Vaseline. If you know, you know. I've got a small fire starting block, or yeah, fire starter block, and that's it. So there's not a ton in there, but that would be very effective in if you had to start a fire. Because again, if you got to walk home, something bad's happened, roads are down, roads are blocked, you can't get anywhere, you want to be able to at least start a fire. Fire is safety, and you can cook, you can boil water. Next is gonna be, this one is my tire repair kit. And being an industry professional, I'm gonna say that I don't think that this should be your first solution. It should be your last solution. But I do have the tools to do a rope plug. And it's damaging to the tire long term. So only use this if you are absolutely just trying to get yourself off the side of the road and get yourself somewhere where you can get a tire. And because I'm a tire nerd, I have manual tire gauges, a tread depth gauge, a valve core tool. Because sometimes the valve cores on your tires can get loose and cause a slow leak. You can tighten them up. And I've got a pair of work gloves. If I got to take a tire off, I am really not interested in doing that with my bare hands. These are some old mechanics gloves that I've probably had for 10 years, and they don't have to be tactical. They don't have to be any of that. Just a regular pair of gloves so you can protect your hands. That's it. All right, so the next module, in here I keep things like I have some larger zip ties, electrical tape, duct tape. And if you have ever been on any preparedness or survival channel, you know that there is not a person that does this that does not have a bunch of paracord in their vehicle. So there's 101 uses for it that I will not be going over, but there is a significant amount of paracord in here if necessary. And now this one I kind of treat like a admin pouch. But in here I keep these emergency food rations. You can get any brand you want. It doesn't really matter, but these are not fantastic, but they have an exceptionally long shelf life. They're very stable to stay in the car, and they'll keep you alive. I keep a trash bag in there for trash. On the front side here, I just keep some pens. And then on the inside, I've just got some clips, some Neosporin, and Advil, stuff like that. Now, speaking of medical, next I'm going to show you the medical kit that I actually carry on a daily basis. So I told you I was going to show you the medical kit that I take with me. And I try to keep a pretty robust medical kit. This particular one is by SurviveX. Now, they did not sponsor this video. They did not send this to me. And I bought this with my own money. So, but I will leave a link down in the description for how you can get this SurviveX kit. But I'll show you the inside. Like I said, it's pretty robust. And what I like about these is how organized they are. So on the outside, you've got personal care, some cooling patches if somebody's got a fever. That's a biohazard bag, a cold pack, one of those pop ones that you can crack it and it'll cool down in case somebody sprains an ankle, like me, who is extremely accident prone. This came with safety pins, burn care, gloves, hygiene care, space blanket, trauma shears. There's a first aid booklet in here. You've got another respirators, triangular bandages, a splint, ace bandage. Over here is all your ouchie boo-boo stuff, and even some glow sticks. So it's pretty robust. In another video, I'll take everything out and we'll go through each one of the items. But again, I'll leave a link down in the description if you wanted to have a kit like this. I would say sometimes you should build your own, but I was impressed with how well pre-built this one was. All right, so in here, I've got a couple extra pairs of gloves just because redundancy, right? I've got a task organizer in here. I've got a Life Straw. Again, not sponsored by Life Straw. They did not give it to me. But I do like these. I do believe in them. This is a great, fantastic way to filter water. This is not water purification, but this is a great way to filter water, which is the first step. So keep a life straw. As far as water, you have a way to filter it. Here's a way to also go a step further in the purification process. So this is a single wall stainless steel bottle, single wall. You never want to put a insulated or double walled bottle or cup directly into a fire. So this is a single wall bottle that you can put directly in fire, and you can boil your water. Because I like glow sticks, I have more. Signal mirror. Now, in some of my videos before, I talked about signal mirrors and how important they are. If you are somewhere in the woods, in the forest, and you sprain your ankle, you're trying to get help, you can yell and scream all you want. But if you can reflect, it can show rescuers where to come and save you. This is called a Whirl Pack. And again, not sponsored. But if you guys want to sponsor me, you can reach out. So, this is just a food grade plastic bag that you can scoop water up, fill it up, or even filter into the bag and be able to close it and have the ability to carry water as well. So you can carry it, you can filter it, you can boil it. I have a corporate job, and if something were to ever happen where I had to walk home, I really don't want to do that in dress shoes. So I keep a pair of hiking boots in my truck all the time. Make sure that you wear them. Make sure that you break them in, because you also don't want to have brand new shoes that you've never worn and find out real quick how fast you get blisters. So get a pair of hiking boots. Make sure you wear them before you put them in your vehicle, but keep a pair of hiking boots or running shoes in your vehicle. In here, all I really have in here is for when I'm hauling things. So I have my ratchet straps, I have bungee cords, and I have my net for when I've got to carry any cargo in the back of my truck. I always like to be prepared to haul things and make sure they don't fly out. And laugh at me all you want, and I want y'all to know that I do not care, because I keep toilet paper. And I am not going to be the one out here with no toilet paper. You could go to a park. You go to, I go to a lot of outdoor events and parks and stuff. And sometimes you go there and there's no toilet paper. And that sucks. And I'd rather have to go back to my truck and get some toilet paper and not be out here bad. So laugh all you want. I don't care. And that's pretty much it. A few other random things in there, but for the most part, the kit needs to fit your lifestyle. It needs to be according to what you go through on a daily basis. If you live 5 minutes from home, maybe you don't need all of this. 5 minutes from work, I mean. Maybe you don't need all of this. But depending on your situation is how you should tailor the things that you keep in your vehicle. But keep budget in mind. Keep in mind where you put things in the vehicle. Somebody could actually look in there, and you don't want anybody to steal the things that you have in your vehicle. We'll end it there. If you guys have any questions about any of the stuff that I carry, I will do my best to get back with you and let you know what some of this stuff is. But I will have a link in the description for the SurviveX medical kit. Other than that, as always, start simple, stay ready, and together we will be prepared for anything, everywhere.
Govan survival. Yeah, we running the show. You ain't ready, now you know, now you know. City lights flicker, but the power's in my hand. Duct tape,